part of this video on how to start an actual Zoom meeting with all of the security settings that we've already had in place. Okay, so once you're logged in, all right, go over to my account, okay, schedule a meeting, and over here I'm just going to call it test meeting, right? And I'm just going to say from a teacher's and a student's perspective, right? Later on, I'm going to invite a student to join this meeting, and as I record this meeting, you should be able to see the different perspectives, all right? So I'm not going to use a template, right? I haven't created one anyways, so I'm just going to check that I'm not using my personal meeting ID. It should be generated automatically, right? It should require a meeting password, right? And it's here, okay? It should be computer audio, mute participants upon entry is good so that they're not making any noise. Do not allow them to join before you, so it should not be ticked here, right? And then save. Now once this happens, this will appear and I am ready to start this meeting and to share this. Okay, so when I copy the invitation, right, what happens is that this appears and I'm ready. So I copy the meeting invitation and I'm ready now to post it on SLS as an announcement, all right? So now I'm going to start this meeting. It will prompt me to run the Zoom app, right? And I'm waiting now for my participant to begin, to enter the screen and to begin the meeting with me, right? Right, I can change my audio source and my video source, right? Let's say I have another camera or a video camera built in. I can actually just swap between the different inputs. And basically what I've done is I've scheduled the meeting, I've started it, and I've sent out the link via SLS, and I'm waiting for my students to click on the link and to join in, all right? So later on, I'll be quizzing my student on the process by which she logs in. So how do I monitor whether my student is logged in? Very simple. I just click on participant, and this brings up the window that shows me both the people who are already in the meeting as well as any people who will appear in the waiting room, right? So earlier on in the security functions, I mentioned the fact that waiting room is enabled by default. Now what this does is that it puts all existing participants into a waiting room where they have no contact with any of the people in the meeting or with each other, and they are basically waiting for your permission in order to join your meeting, all right? This is the challenge of an online meeting. When you schedule it, you'll find that there will be people who come early, there'll be people who come late. So do factor in some wait time in your activity so that the participants are allowed some time to come in, to settle down. Good practice on starting a video conferencing call is just to ask everyone to check in, ask how they are. Don't jump straight into your lesson because that can be quite disruptive, especially for kids who are just joining or who are joining for the first time. They need a bit of a runway to settle into the tool. All right, so you'll notice that there will be a chime that plays, and my guest is waiting in the waiting room, all right? And I can actually message my guest in the waiting room. Hi, Jaysha, please turn off your video before entering this meeting. Right, so now I'm admitting my students, okay? All right, and you'll notice that over here on this side of the panel, it shows me that my student has muted herself and she has turned off her camera, which should be the practice, all right? Unless you wish to show your students' faces because of an oral exercise or you're trying to gauge their responses to particular questions, then they can turn on their camera. But for the purpose of today's instructional video and for privacy reasons, I'm asking my student not to show her face. So she's turned off her video camera, right? Jaysha, can you turn on your microphone now, please? Unmute yourself. All right, very good. Jaysha, can you say something?
Hi.
Okay, hello, hi. Okay, so this is my student Jaysha, and today I'll be asking her some questions about her login experience to Zoom. All right. So, Jaysha, let's pretend that you have seen the announcement on SLS, and you've clicked on the link through the SLS announcement. When you clicked on the link earlier, did they prompt you to enter a password before you came into the chat?
Yes.
Okay, so the password was attached in the message that was sent to you through the SLS announcement, right? Was it difficult to enter
Yeah.
in the password?
No.
Okay, so when you entered in the password, did you enter into the meeting with me immediately?
No.
All right. Can you describe what happened after you entered the password?
They showed a message
Mm.
saying that hold on,
All right.
then the meeting host will let you in soon.
Okay, so you saw a message and then there was like a blank screen, right? Was there any video or any audio?
No.
Okay, and were you able to interact with anybody else in that window?
No.
No, right? Okay. So kind of like a blank screen, and then when I clicked to admit you, what happened?
Then I could see you.
Okay, so you could see me, but I couldn't see you because your video was turned off, right? And your audio was
Yeah.
off as well, right, by default. Okay, then were you able to turn on the audio, or was it I that turned on the audio just now?
I turn on the audio.
Okay, so you have the permission or the right to turn on the audio, right? So please don't turn on the video, okay? Because for today's session, I want to keep your privacy. So don't turn on the video, right? Okay, thank you very much, Jaysha. You can actually leave the meeting now. Okay, so when the participant leaves the chat, there's a sound just to inform you that he's left. And also over here, you'll find that she has disappeared from the chat. The good thing about using Zoom versus Google Meet is that when you end the meeting, it ends the meeting for all participants. So it's quite safe, right? So you notice just now that there was a limitation to the chat. So you can't chat because there's a setting against that in our security panel, okay? So one very good button to know is the security button at the bottom here. This allows you to lock the meeting, which means that after you lock it, nobody can enter the meeting, right? Not even the waiting room. So people who click on the link will not be able to access even your waiting room when you lock it, all right? You can also allow participants to rename themselves. If let's say some of them have come in with generic device names like Samsung Galaxy S10 or something like that, then you want them to rename themselves as their own names, all right? So you can actually give them this function, give them this power at this function here. Then over here, participants toggles the list of people on and off, and you can actually invite more people, mute them all, unmute them all, and many other actions here, right? And you can of course also control your own volume and your own video over here, okay? Then you can actually even poll. You can add a question and get the students to respond to you here. You can break them out into breakout rooms, right? You can like assign participants into how many rooms, and this is quite fun. I've not tried it yet, but you can give it a try. And you can even allow students to react, and here reactions are enabled, so I can actually put a thumbs up. It appears over here. I can put a clapping hand symbol. It appears over here. And these are some of the functions that are available to me in Zoom. And you realize that I've disabled the virtual screen kind of function, so I cannot change anything, right? The next thing I'd like to share is the sharing function. So I can actually use Zoom to share different things. I can do basic or advanced, okay? I can share content from a second camera. So let's say I have another camera hooked up to my computer, a visualizer, I can share the visualizer, okay? I can share a particular window, right? There are a couple of windows open right now, okay? I can share them. It's pretty cool. I can share, let's say this window, and this shows me what is going on in this particular window, and it puts me in this sharing view. So my face appears in the top right hand corner, and then the list of participants, and then my screen is being shared, right? This screen right here is being shared. So when I'm done, I can stop share, I come back to my default window, and that's kind of in a nutshell some of the features you can play around with on Zoom. Okay, I hope this has been helpful, and if there are any questions or any queries, please let me know.